Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. I'm going to cover a bait today that is near and dear to my heart. It's a little cross between a spinnerbait and a chatterbait. It's made from Imakatsu, and it's called the Zinx Chatter. Let's get into it. Started fishing this bait 2015 time frame. I'm always on the lookout for crazy baits, and this bait I was introduced to by a friend of mine who lives in Japan. And I can tell you from experience and time on the water with this bait, it's not you can't just take it out of the package and chuck and wind it. There's a few little modifications you need to make to be a little more successful in the water with it. As we all know, we all love fishing bladed jigs. Jackhammer, of course, probably everybody's favorite. It's one of mine included. It's an awesome bait. When we think bladed jigs, we think grass. A lot of times, I don't know if you probably experienced this, but around flooded brush and a lot of stump rows, laydowns, bladed jigs and wood seem to not mix. It seems to be their Achilles heel. This bait, however, seems to fill in that gap of fishing around wood. And the simple reason is because it rides so high in the water column. Meaning you throw this bait out, and as you're reeling it with that blade on the front, it tends to want to it'll pull that bait up as you're reeling it through the water column. It'll start with a nice little slow rise in the water, and that actually will help you around wood. That's the trick in fishing flooded brush and laydowns with these style of baits. Baits that will ride up a little bit tend to come through the cover a little bit better. You're going to get hung up sometimes with all baits, but with this bait and the way it rides in the water column, it definitely does a lot better in them conditions than your standard bladed jigs. Spinner baits and wood go hand in hand. We all know that, and that's why I started throwing this bait. Was after making a few passes down an area with a traditional spinner bait, I would go back through with a bait like this. Hope you can see that, and pick up some more fish. And I haven't caught any small fish on this bait. It seems to be a big fish bait. I've tweaked this one a little bit. I've changed the blades to that titanium color. It seems to me, in my experience, in the colder water months and clearer water, these blades, this color right here would get you bit more than the flashier gold or nickel blades. Myself, I throw bladed jigs and spinner baits most of the time, as well as a lot of my friends and other anglers I spoke to. A 6:3-to-1 gear ratio reel. Sometimes you can creep up into the 7, seems to work well, but the 6:3-to-1 seems to be the gold standard. That's a little too fast for this bait. It can't handle it. It gets blowed out for some reason. So I throw them on a 5-to-5, and I have great success with that 5-to-5. It keeps it nice, and it'll thump real nice, but it won't blow out. And it seems like the more you slow roll it with any bait, it seems, the more you're going to encounter snags, and you're going to get yourself in trouble. But with the way this bait rises, and I'm talking I throw it back in the junk, man. I mean way back in the trash. The way this bait rises, slow rolling it through there, it just comes through there beautifully. I'm sure you've all experienced throwing chatterbaits and getting stuck in the wood with them on laydowns or stumps or whatnot. There's a couple things about the bait. It's a little different. As you can see, they've got a nice keeper on that hook, but there isn't much shank. There isn't much shank of the hook before it meets the head there on the bait. That can cause a problem when you're choosing trailers, which we all love throwing trailers on these baits. There's a few swim baits that I've experimented with. This is a Daiwa right here, D-Swim. It seems to work extremely well on these baits. You notice, guys, look at that tail design, where the tail meets the stem of the swim bait. You see that little keel section right there. That's something about that helps it, as well as this from Daiwa. That's a French company, I believe. This is a tail gunner. And if you notice, it's got the same tail design on it. Well, what makes this bait, this one right here, my choice for not just this bait, but other chatterbaits, is how thin it is. Hope you can see that. See how thin that bait is. That right there, this bait is the best I have found for spinnerbaits, chatterbaits. It doesn't overpower the bait, so it allows that bait to work. It allows the bait, you know, the blades to spin. Allows that blade on the front to kick. Some baits that you put on there, I'm sure you guys have went through this, you know, working through trailers, they'll overpower the bait. This tail gunner works beautifully with it, and it seems like these baits that are not just a solid bait but have a section on them that's jointed, as you can see right here, it seems that those work best. Same with the Daiwa, it's made the same way. You can see, I hope you can see that. These Zinx chatters are awesome baits, guys, and of course they will catch them in the grass. You can still catch fish in grass. I've caught plenty of fish with them in grass, but it's all about, you know, staying in that realm of baits that the fish are responding to, or putting that little tweak on them that will get you that 2 or 3 extra bites there throughout the day. And this is definitely one of those baits. Early spring through the post spawn, yeah, I'm going to have one of these tied on. You can believe it. I hope you guys, I hope you enjoyed this little short video. As the weather turns, I'm hoping here by the end of January, beginning of February, when tournament season starts back up, and I'm hoping we all can be able to get back out and fish. I will do some on the water with these all these baits I'm going to be previewing. I'm hoping to do 2, maybe 3 videos a week. And I do appreciate you guys' comments and of course hitting the notifications and subscribing. I'm heavy on Instagram. Check me out at @SouthernBasser_. A lot of these baits that I had posted on there, I'm going to start doing video reviews, and then some on the water stuff. I'll transition to on the water. But the Zinx chatter, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. Have any questions, you know, feel free to ask. I hope you and yours have a blessed weekend. God bless and tight lines, guys.